Can we start, sir? Okay, نبدأ.
Yes, it is 2 o'clock. So you can please start. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to thank you for attending this session. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Ali Lawati, Head of Compliance in Muscat Finance. I would like to introduce my colleagues from the top management. First, Mr. Hussein Al-Lawati, Chief Executive Officer of Muscat Finance, Puneet Chander, Head of Accounts and Acting CFO. In this session, we will cover several areas related to the financials and this expectation of the future performance of Muscat Finance. And it will be divided into two parts. The first part will be the presentation, which will be presented by the Chief Executive Officer. And the second part will be Q&A, which is the questions and answers, if you have any questions. Initially, I would like to take you to a small slide, which is related to the disclaimer. I would like to highlight 3 main points, which you can 4 points, which are over there in the slide itself. The first thing is about the statements which are related to Muscat Finance business. Financial condition results of the operation from published information are only meaning of any statement or commitment which has been meaning of future prospectus and forward-looking are only predictions and are not guarantees for future performance and does not constitute any solicitation to buy or sell any products, services, stocks, and bonds. Second thing, which is also important here, as duty must be exercised, that is, any such forward-looking statement or comments will be subject to both known and unknown risks, which is also be highlighted by the Chief Executive Officer. The third thing, which is that this presentation and discussions are for information purpose only and for discussion as well. I will pass the mic to our CEO to start the presentation, which will be covered in these agendas. First about Oman outlook, then company history, then the financial performance of 2022, and way forward how the company will be acting in future. Please.
Thank you very much, Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you for sparing your time for this session. As Ali highlighted, that I'll be taking you through basically the Oman outlook and industry outlook in a very small way. I'm sure all of you are aware about all these ratios and information, but it's worth it to run you through again and maybe try to link it how best it is linked to the Muscat Finance businesses itself. As I've seen, that is the 2022 was a year where the country has reported a surplus in the budget. That's mainly because of the crude prices were basically much more higher than it was anticipated. This had actually created an environment of optimism, and where most of the businesses were very optimistic about
recording in progress.
Okay, so that's how it is. And in 2023 also, it's although the budget was it was announced for on anticipation of a $55 per barrel, but I'm glad to see that the first quarter seems to be closed much higher than that budget, and we have seen all of us seen in the news that the surplus was already utilized well and reducing the debts of the country on overall. We at Muscat Finance, we were very optimistic. We were optimistic in 2022, although we continue to be conservative in our growth, considering the market was just picking up after a pandemic, which I think most of us have not seen in our lives. It was a time to basically still watch, sit and watch, see. We were busy, of course, and taking care of our customers who have been went through some struggle during the pandemic period, and we also were trying to build our foundation as much as possible during the 2022. And that was basically, but the budget surplus and the optimism has always been there, and it helped us a lot to basically build our prediction about 2023 and the years coming forward, and how Muscat Finance will be aligning their business model accordingly. Of course, Vision 2040 is our inspiration, and we are inspired by the vision, and we, as much as possible, trying to align our business model and our plans to the Vision 2040 plan, Oman Vision 2040 plan, which is in my personal belief that it's moving in the direction which is supposed to move. Next, Ali. Okay, I'm sure most of you are aware about Muscat Finance and its structure and its journey, but it's for those who have just first time, they haven't have a time to go through the journey. Muscat Finance is basically started their operation in 1987, being the first NBFC in the country, and it's eventually in 95, between 92 and 95, due to the different processes went through as a public listed company, and went and then different milestones have achieved from then till now. And we are glad actually to have our shareholders continue being basically having a positive view about Muscat Finance. Our major shareholders, basically Al Yusuf Group, Omzest, Siraj Holding, Huriya Company, and of course then there's another 600 plus of shareholders of the company, and we are very thankful to their continuous support, even during the rainy days where Muscat Finance went through and still trying to come out of. Ali? I'll take you to just briefly about the financial performance. These are only basically highlights. All the financials are being already uploaded in the MSX, and whoever is interested in the details are already available. This is just a brief that to show the balance sheet of Muscat Finance, how it was looking as of 31st December 2022, where due to our conservative approach, and due to unclarity about post-pandemic situation, and due to our I wouldn't say our focus on basically taking care of our existing portfolio, existing customers, our loan book was into a degrowth mode, as you have been noticed. During the year, we have taken an experiment of investing in a government bond, which was we consider it was an opportunity at the right cost and with the right pricing, and we took the step after taking all the regulatory blessings. And our focus was also to maximize our returns and minimize our cost, where if you notice the bank borrowings reduced from that side. I would say not only the bank borrowing was the main element for reduction of the cost, which is completely aligned with it's aligned with the reduction of the book. But there was a reason for us not to completely focus on the bank borrowing, raise the corporate deposit, because we adopted a strategy which we believe on of the diversification of the source of liquidity, and corporate deposit is proven for us to be an acceptable source of liquidity, which we are happy to basically further enhance with, of course, with the right tenor and the right pricing. During the year 2022, we got our shareholders' approval through an OGM to extinguish the accumulated losses by utilizing the legal reserve, which was basically, we got the blessing from our regulator as well, and we exercised the transaction in the year 2022 against the financials of 31st December 2021. That has basically, in our point of view, giving the right picture of how the Muscat Finance loan book, how Muscat Finance equity is standing, and giving us a better optimism on the years coming forward. Ali, move. And of course, that was the balance sheet side. Here is the income statement, where due to the income, the gross income, it's reduced considering our designed approach of reducing the being conservative in growing the loan, and accordingly the loan book was in a degrowth mode, and the profit still, despite the degrowth mode, we still managed to report a profit before tax and loss of litigation 3% higher than the year before. However, there was an unfortunate incident of a single and a one-off transaction, which we lost on a litigation for OMR 1,500,000, which brought in our profit as low as 552 compared to 1.1 million reported in December 2021. This one-off litigation, its roots is back to 2020 and moved. There was a positive sign till 2022 that there was basically the case was dismissed, and then eventually in the appeal and the Supreme, it was unfortunate, which we respect, of course, the decision of the legal system, and this one-off litigation has been taken as a part of our business operations. Next, Ali. Of course, I'll not get to look a lot on these ratios. These all are available in the financial statements which were published. Just wanted to highlight that despite the incident, we still continue to have one of the highest provision coverage in the industry, and we also considering the market scenario and the situation, we continue to hold some amount of management overlay in our book, which is the details are available in the financial statements as and when whoever is interested to find it. But then these ratios are basically reflects the situation where the financial statements position as of 31st December 2022, and of course we are hopeful and optimistic. It is the ratios which are on not aligned with the industry norms will be gradually within the norms in the coming short period. The way forward, we will just make it simple, whatever it is. Of course, to survive, we need to grow, and growth, it's essential for Muscat Finance, and we are back to growth mode. It might be slower than the normal because we're focusing on the smaller. Focusing on the diversifying our ticket size segment and basically a particular product. That's what maybe makes the growth comes into slower mode, but definitely growth is the model which we are going to basically exercise. But of course, it is very much aligned to the Vision 2040, and we'll continue to be cautious in our approach. We are being in the market, we have seen a lot of turbulences in the global market. We cannot exclude what's happening in the global market from how the Oman market is behaving. Eventually, we will see some impact, whether it's a positive or negative, to what's happening in the global market to the Omani market. So we will continue being flexible in our growth approach, but definitely we will continue to be cautious on how we be building our loan book. Our risk diversification continue to be our key theme for the year 2023, and that will continue to come on, as we mentioned, on the diversifying our client base, source of liquidity, and we want to go to the products and sectors which are basically there is less concentration risk, and we want to spread our client base by spreading our risk by considering the smaller ticket transaction. Of course, talent acquisition and development is something which it's a speciality of Muscat Finance. I would say it's nothing to do with the year 2023. However, we will give it some special attention during this year to have a better basically talent in Muscat Finance, and we should be we continue to be one of the names. We will inshallah continue to be the name, one of the entities who export, or it's basically get the right people who will be a value added to the economy and value added to the NBFCs and the banking sector. Collection MPA, it's one of the areas of stress we see, and I would say 2020, 2021 were an extraordinary years for all of us. Entire system of collection, be it from the monitoring, from the payment, all the way to the legal system, were completely disturbed due to the pandemics and the lockdowns. 2022, we have seen some momentum, but still, it's very important. The way we believe in Muscat Finance, it's important is there's supposed to be a business, that there will be a source of collecting the cash and the business for which you will have a proper, then thereafter you'll be able to have a proper and smooth collection and recovery. We have seen 2022 was a bit slower because it was just a wake-up call from a shock, but we are optimistic. We have also seen the different stakeholders within the country are very much supportive and aligned to how this complete ecosystem is. It's making sure that the collection process are smooth and timely. Also from the products lines, we are again continuously repeating between we are very much aligned to the Oman Vision 2040, and there we have pipeline of some products we are intending to launch during the 2023, which we believe it will give us basically to make us a bit differentiator from the others, and will continue enhance our customer experience on that. Liquidity, of course, we have seen some shocks, not only Muscat Finance, I would say the entire industry have seen some shocks in the liquidity between time to time, and then for which Muscat Finance always continue to have liquidity as one of the top priority, and we will definitely continue that to strengthen and diversify our source of liquidity. Different elements of different sources of liquidity has been identified, and we are working in different to have a right instrument and the network to basically give the assurance to our different stakeholders. We have a different basically baskets of liquidity and fund. The leveraging on technology is something which we have been always focusing on. Not always been fortunate due to timing and different priorities, but 2023 definitely it's a year where we will be giving a maximum attention and dilute a lot of our resources toward completing and converting whatever was pending for the last few years, and making sure all these basically channels are activated and introduce whatever solutions are available to minimize our operating cost and enhance our customer experience as much as possible, and to be one of the pioneers in the NBFCs from the technology side. These all are where we are basically the way forward for 2023, and we are optimistic. That's 2022 year. It was a good year in terms of operating, and with if we exclude the one-off incident of litigation, but 2023 we are stepping in with more confident on the processes we have and the stability. However, we will again be very cautious on the growth approach, considering the complete environment we are living in, not limited in Oman only, also globally. With this, I think, Ali, I'm done with my presentation. And if there's any questions from the audience, we'll be more than happy, myself, Ali, and Punit, to answer you.
Thank you, Mr. Hussain, for the presentation. Now I will open the space for any question. If anyone have any question or any clarification from the attendees, he would like to ask, please raise your hand and introduce yourself. So we'll be honored to answer your questions. So if no one have any question, I will conclude the session by thanking you for attending the session and wish you a good day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you.